guys? This is the Digital World Podcast coming at you live from Los Angeles. This is my first episode that I'm going to make. I hope that through this podcast, I can bring you news about this new digital world that we're going into. We're going to talk lots about investment opportunities, current events, and how that's all shaping to transform our very own way of life. It's important that we stay updated on these things because if we don't, before we know it, we're going to be way behind. And by the time that we realize what's actually happening, we're going to be too late. And I think it's important to tell people about what's coming next, or at least try to, put together some clues here and there to get a clearer picture of what could happen. And so that's kind of the perspective I want to bring to this channel. And I hope that you guys are able to kind of uh, connect in some sort of way or kind of understand my perspective, which could be the same or it could be different to what yours is. And I think that's important that we're all able to come together and uh, share news or similar ideas or different ideas. And I think that all that edifies us as or our character, that edifies our character. And so the first thing I want to begin with is with the World Economic Forum. They are a very, very intriguing organization. And I sometimes ask myself, how did they get so much power or influence? Influence is the better term to use because they have a lot of influence. Who gave them this influence? Well, the World Economic Forum has been around since the 70s, so it's been 50 years since they've been around, and they've shaped a lot of our society. If we see here, it was founded in 24th of January 1971. And look at this here. The uh, World Economic Forum's mission is stated as committed to improving the state of the world by engaging business, okay, which is basically what our world runs on is businesses, politics, academia. Academia trains or educates the next generation. Political, it helps, regulate, control societies and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. So this is like big brother here, um, being involved in every aspect of our lives. And this is internationally. This is not just nationally in Switzerland. No, this is all over the world. And I kind of want to go to their website. I want to show you guys their strategic intelligence map. And I kind of want to spend a little bit of time on this to talk about, well, why do you need a strategic? I'm sorry if you guys hear some noise in the background, some cars going off like crazy. I hope that's not too big of a deal. But here we see this strategic intelligence map. And we currently we're in this big black swan event that has occurred, and it's crazy because that pre-black swan world that we used to live in, that's done and away with. We are in transition currently to this new age, new digital age, if you will. And I say that because they're calling this the fourth industrial revolution, and it's coming sooner than we expect. And so I kind of want to, one of the main reasons I started this channel was to alert people. I want to tell people, show them what's happening, because I don't think that a lot of people really understand the importance of this transition that is happening. Um, while the technology that's taking shape is definitely going to improve our lives, there's also aspects of it that can be used to control it in many facets of our lives. So that's why I want to bring this up. And if you see here, it's kind of like a web of things that's happening, right? From this Black Swan event, we have all these other subcategories here that they outline. And from those subcategories, we see that they weave into these other areas. So it's a big thing. And it kind of, to me, this is just kind of saying how this Black Swan event impacts everything and how everything's interconnected. And we're going to do deeper dives on that. But what's happening is with every kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, but any kind of um, crisis that there is, there's always an opportunity. And I think that we're in the biggest opportunity of our lifetime, to be able to, seize the moment. And one of my favorite quotes is, great moments are born from great opportunities. But those great moments aren't created if we don't seize those opportunities and make them great. And so I think that's a very key perspective to keep in mind, because that will shape our character as we continue in our lives. And if you seize the opportunity, you can create a major change in your life, not just for yourself, but for your family as well. And one of the things we'll be talking about in this channel is what kind of investment opportunities are there? Yeah, for example, people say, yeah, I don't have or I don't make that much money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of or in what kind of tax bracket you are. You can still participate in this crisis that's happening for in terms of investing. And I want to show you guys a clip from the George Gammon show, The Rebel Capitalist, and he's talking here with Greg Manarino, and I want you to listen to what he says.
Absolutely. What I'll tell you what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping they continue to rig the price lower for as long as they possibly can. I don't care what they do to the derivative. We know the derivative market is is rigged to the highest order. We even know who's doing it. We know it's J.P. Morgan. They're rigging the market. Everyone knows it. They just paid what, a $9 billion fine.
Yeah, and so if he knows it, everyone knows it. Everyone sees that these banks are getting fined billions of dollars for fraud. It's happening, and the fact that some asset prices are suppressed, well, even more of a reason to invest into these things, because that will make your life. Even though people aren't flocking to it, maybe some are, maybe some people are, a small group of people, but the whole world is oblivious to what's happening. Listen to what else he has to say.
For rigging the metals market. I mean, you can't make this stuff up if you even tried to do it. But they are deliberately in here suppressing the price of precious metals. And I say, good, let them continue to do it. I don't care. Look, with regard to precious metals, with regard to even cryptocurrencies, and you probably know I'm a huge cryptocurrency advocate, okay? I don't care. I do not care what happens to these things in the short run right now at all. Um, my calls on Bitcoin have been beyond stellar. They've been absolutely spot on. I own Bitcoin. Everybody knows that. I own most of the big cryptocurrencies. I have no intention on selling any of them. With regard to precious metals, in a real environment, you would expect, of course, they would be skyrocketing. They're so massively undervalued based upon just debt expansion. It's out of control. But this mechanism will remain in place as well. So I I don't even look at it. I'm going to be honest with you. When I own gold, right, physical gold, physical silver, platinum, I own palladium. I own all the metals, and I don't care. I don't even think about what they're doing. I just understand why I am holding these things, because right, we're in an environment of massive debt expansion. I mean, just look at the Fed's balance sheet over the last year. It doubled in the year. It's an incredible thing to see, and it's not just the Federal Reserve. It's central banks around the world. They are ballooning their balance sheets by design. So we want to be on the opposite side of that trade. Right. In my view, it's the easiest thing to do is to hold hard assets and pray that they're going to continue to play their game, suppressing, and we're going to play our game by acquiring more of it, because the game is simple: debt expansion, debt acquisition. The Fed's buying it all.
And he said it. I mean, I couldn't have stated it any better than what he did. You know, what you have to do is seize the moment. Take advantage of that opportunity so that you can create a great moment. And like he said, they're suppressing the price, and they're playing this game, this rigged game, and we know it. All you have to do is position yourself and play the game with them. And like you said, don't worry about the short term. Whatever happens, happens. If you know why you hold your asset, that's all you need, and you're in a good position. the short term, whatever happens in the short term does not matter. If you can keep buying at suppressed prices, because sooner or later the piper has to pay the whistle, however that saying goes. It's gonna happen at some point. Okay, so kind of to end with a favorite quote of mine, talking about all these bankers and stuff. Thomas Jefferson said, "The end of democracy and the defeat of the American Revolution will occur when government falls into the hands of lending institutions and moneyed in corporations." Now, more than ever, we see central banks at the middle of it and getting involved with all these things. And so we can see that the end of the road may not be what we wish to see, but at least we can take opportunity of investments and things of that sort to position ourselves as best we can. I hope that the Digital World podcast has given you some value, and I'll see you on the next episode.